Hi everyone, I hope you're all okay. I'm feeling a bit more like myself, even though I've managed to catch an eye and sinus infection as well now. Never rains but it pours, does it? But never mind. This morning I've been changing my little babies. I think they all look beautiful together, don't they? Putting them in something a little bit warmer because it has cooled down here, thank goodness. And I think they look beautiful together, all three of them. Let me just move you out a little bit so you can see they've got little outfits on with feet in, just to keep their little tootsies warm. But I wanted to show you a close-up of their faces. And I thought I'd tell you one of my life stories this morning, rather than changing a baby or anything, so you can look at the other ones. You can look at the little ones while I'm telling you, can't you? Which would be nice. What do you mean? Come here. Oh, little Jolly says she wants to be in the picture as well. Well, Jolly, you've already had your own special opening titles that my son made for you, that Conrad made for you. So I think you've already been on it, haven't you? What do you mean? You want to just come in? Oh, hi everybody. There she is. She just wanted to say hi. There she is, bless her. Do you want to go and sit up on the top? She said she wants to sit up here. You probably won't be able to see her now, but you're going to lay down up there. She said, I'll lay down so people can see me. Huh? She's so cheeky, that little one, isn't she? Anyway, yeah, I was going to tell you one of my life stories while you look at the littlies. And as you know, I've had a lot of jobs when my children were small to try and make ends meet, you know. Because children, when they're going to school, they need lots of extra things, don't they? And this one particular job I had was an evening job that started at 6 o'clock and it lasted until 10 o'clock in the evening. And it was in a frozen pie factory, would you believe? Yeah. We bought got myself a second-hand scooter. And I used to ride because it was 5 miles to where I used to have to work. And as soon as I'd fed the children and my husband had come home, I used to set off on my scooter to go to the next town, which was called Shaftesbury. And this is in Dorset here in the UK. To go to my job. There was a big car park outside the frozen pie factory, so I used to just park my scooter up there, take my helmet off and everything, and go into the factory. Well, it was kind of autumn time, so when I set off to go to my job, it was still light. But when I came out, it wasn't. And that's what I'm going to tell you about. It's quite funny really when I think about it now, although it wasn't very funny at the time, as most of my life stories are, but yeah. And I tell you, working in a frozen pie factory put me off frozen pies for years. Absolutely years, when you see what happens to them in a frozen pie factory. I mean, what we were doing, we were on like a conveyor belt, and we had special gloves to get them off of the conveyor belt and put them into packets, and you know, put them on a big trolley that was wheeled off by somebody, and they used to put them into big cardboard boxes, and off they used to go. So it was literally repetitive, just picking them off the conveyor belt, 4 in a pack, doing the pack up, putting it on the side, and off they went. Anyway, so I had an evening of doing this, and it was very loud in there and very cold. so you didn't get a chance to really talk to anybody. But that was all right. I just needed a bit of time to myself, as most mums do, so that was okay. Anyway, I goes out at after my shift at 10 o'clock, and of course it's dark. So I get my helmet and everything on, and I set off. And then I realise once I get out of the town of Shaftesbury, I'm heading into the countryside, because it was all countryside between us and Shaftesbury, that I couldn't see anything with my headlight. I turned it on, but I couldn't see anything. I mean, and it was twisty, turny little country roads. All I could see was the top of the trees, and I couldn't make out why I could see the top of the trees. Anyway, so then, as soon as a car went past me, I could see in his headlights, so I was chasing the car literally so that I could see, but of course they were always faster than me, so they'd go off, and then I'd slow down and wait for the next car to come past me, and then I'd chase after that one. Sounds bad, doesn't it? But I just couldn't see anything, and it was pitch black. No street lights or anything, obviously. It's out in the countryside, and as I say, trees all along the way. No way of seeing anything. So I'm getting really panicky by now, because I'm thinking I'm going to have an accident in a minute, because unless a car comes by, I can't see a thing. I am just guessing where I am on the road. So anyway, luckily another car came past me, and I chased after him, and we got to the town where we lived, which was Gillingham in Dorset. And of course, once we got to the town, there were street lights and house lights and everything, and so I could see everything. I wasn't concerned then, but that kind of 4 miles between the town and between Shaftesbury and Gillingham was horrendous. I was so scared. I can't even tell you. Anyway, I manages to get home, and of course I'm wound up and in a panic when I get home, and my husband says, oh, slow down, what's wrong? And I said, there's something wrong with my headlight. I couldn't see anything but the top of the trees. It must be broken. Something's wrong with it, you know. And of course the children were in bed, so my husband came out and had a look at it, and he said, well, somebody's knocked it. That's all it is. They've knocked it and it's pointing upwards. Well, I never thought it was adjustable. I thought it was kind of static. Tells you how much I know about anything mechanical or anything, but I thought it was static, but it wasn't. And someone had knocked it in the car park going past it and knocked it upwards, and that is why I could see the tops of the trees. But yeah, that was a panic, I can tell you. But yeah, laugh about it now, but wasn't funny at the time, chasing cars. I felt a bit like a, you know, some of those sheepdogs that chase cars. I felt a bit like that. But yeah, very silly of me. So I hope you've enjoyed listening to that live story and looking at my beautiful William, Mary-Anne and Sidney, and little Jolly, of course, who had to get in on it, didn't you? That must be hurting you laying there. Are you going to come down? Are you going to come down? You sit between them. There you go. Yeah, and I hope you like the little intro that my son made. He managed to animate her, and I think it's really cute, so I hope you enjoy it, and that's especially for Ariel, and I hope you're getting better, Ariel, and big kisses mwah, to you and Joy, and I hope you like that little animated version of Jolly that my son did, especially for you, and get well soon. And yeah, little Phoebe, my Phoenix sculpt, is on eBay. She looks gorgeous actually in the pictures, and she is a gorgeous little girl. This is a final push for me to get my silicone. And I'm hoping to get it at the end of this month. If I can sell her, I might be able to do it. So I will put a link to her eBay listing on this so that you can all go and have a look at her. I've started her really low at £200, so if you'd like to pop across and look at her listing on eBay, you know, I've taken some really lovely pictures of her, so you can see how beautifully our friend Suzanne in Australia has reborn her. So pop across and have a look if you're interested in her. And as I say, it's a final push to get that dream baby. So thank you very much for watching, everybody, and for all your lovely comments. I'll look forward to reading them, and I hope you enjoyed seeing my 3 littlest today, and little Jolly as well. So 4 little littlest. Mwah. Love you, ladies and gentlemen.